Alright guys, welcome back to another Auto Repair YouTube video. A quick case study on this 1998 Toyota Camry with a 2.2 liter. Alright, the complaint is that there is no fan operation, radiator cooling fan operation. They had to jump the relays in order to get it to work. So that right there tells me that the whole entire circuit and the fan motors themselves are okay. So I'm over here sharing with my son, who is an official G Auto Repair employee. So you guys will be seeing and hearing more of him in the videos to come. And so we're going through a quick case study and lesson on this issue. It was a bit of a head scratcher, but we got it. It's pretty straightforward. These are old, simple systems. So we're going back to where we started. And it was that they had the fan relay number 1 and number 2 jumped, so it was working. So we reinstalled these relays, the 1 and 2, as they should, and no operation. Well, we started checking powers at the fuses, and I was getting no power here and here. Do you remember that? Okay. So that led us to the engine main relay. Okay, the engine main relay was mechanically working, it was closing, but there's a bad contact, so it was not receiving power from the alternator fuse down to these 2 fuses. So these were dead. After we opened it up, forced it a little bit, plump, 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 we got power, right? Okay. So we're gonna replace this. We're gonna put a new one in there. The fuses came alive, and when you would turn on the AC system, the fans would kick on, but the fan would not start under regular cooling mode. So if you were to turn off the AC, the car would just start to overheat. So at that point, we kept on our investigation, right? So what did we find? What were we checking? Do you remember?
We were checking we checked the relay to see.
Mm-hmm.
We opened it up, we cleaned the contacts, we forced it closed, and then all of a sudden under normal conditions it kicked on.
Okay, so we verified the other relays. Okay, they were all working, everything was great, but it was still not working. So it takes a little bit of understanding how this system is supposed to work, and we're not always going to know that because there's so many makes and models and they all work different. It's impossible to know that, but with a little bit of common sense and knowing the theory behind it, we can figure it out. So this is what I figured out, because he wasn't here at that particular moment, is that we have 2 switches here. Okay, the AC switch and a water temperature switch, number 1. Okay, and there's several temperature sensors and switches, so I was like, which one is which? And this tells us it's in the right front of engine compartment, but it's kind of hidden. Once you know where it is, you can find it real easy, but it's actually underneath the radiator. It goes bolted onto the radiator. So what happens is this main is on all the time, okay, and this relay comes on all the time automatically as soon as you turn on the car. So what happens? In order to get these fans to work, this switch has to open because it's normally closed. Once it reaches around 1, do you remember the temperature?
177.
Higher?
190 something.
Yeah, about 195, 190.
177 is when they kick off.
Exactly. Once it reaches up to 195 around there, Fahrenheit, this switch opens up. This is a ground. Boom, boom. turning this off, turns this off, and then these motors kick on, obviously through other relays and such. There's other things that this one switches to a different position, and then you get both of these bad boys to work. Okay, the same thing when you turn on the AC, this switch opens up when it builds up pressure. So our culprit was a stuck closed temperature switch, and here it is. We're gonna go to the car and check it out. Okay, so you guys can see, you viewers can see where these things are located. And here is my main switch. I opened it up so I can kind of force it in there and get it to work. Now I did find a replacement. I hope it works. It seems to be the same relay as the blower motor relay. It has the same pins, everything is identical, but for some reason it's a different part number. It does work, or at least is working as of now. Take that for what it's worth, because this is a special order part from Toyota, and it's like almost $100 for this one relay. $100 versus 30 or 40 from the parts store. If it works. if it doesn't work, then obviously you got to go that route. But for some reason, it's a different part number. It's all wired and pinned the same. I don't know why, but it fits in perfectly and it works, because I got the blower motor relay in there now. So let's go to the car real quick to give you guys a visual. If you're having a similar issue with this, again, this is a 98 Toyota Camry, but they go from, I think, 97, 96, 97 all the way. I don't know if they made some changes in the early 2000s. I know everything looks about the same all the way up to 2001. 2002, I believe they started changing the body, and they may have made some other changes. But here is our main relay, and I installed the blower motor. This is just covering there. This is the cover for the engine main. Here's the part number for that. Again, unless somebody swapped something around beforehand, because there were other people touching this, I put this relay, which is the blower motor relay, over here, and it works. It works fine. So here we have the connector that goes to this sensor, and the sensor is down there, right? Let me see if I could put the tip of my finger on it right there. Yeah, shine the light down there, right there. Literally the tip of my finger was on it. So it's easier to get it from the bottom once you remove this plate. Let's see if I can give you guys a better look. Probably from the bottom is the best look view I can give you guys. Okay, right there it is, right here. So it goes bolted, screwed right into the bottom tank of the radiator. So once that bad boy opens up, then the cooling fans turn on, and the other AC pressure sensor is right here. It's a 4-wire connector, and when this builds up pressure on the high side, it opens up that switch, and it also turns on the cooling fans to cool down the condenser. So either one of those switches have to open up to get this system to come on. Okay, any questions? Straightforward. So you missed that last part, and that was the good part. That's the part you missed. But we figured it out. It was a bad switch and a bad relay. So again, if you're having a similar issue with a 98, late 90s, early 2000s, it's probably going to be the same thing. Toyota Camry 4-cylinder, look into those, and your fans are working, obviously. Look into those items. That's how that system is supposed to work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this case study. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.